Hi, Josh. I thought it would be easier if I sent you a video instead of typing everything up. These are kind of my thoughts after meeting with Lizzie. Thanks for coordinating that. We wanted to inquire about her services primarily to see how we could go about getting an updated cost estimate. So I'm going to read from some notes. Hopefully, this is in order. If not, you might have to transcribe it, throw it through AI, and pull out the key points. But here we go. First, thank you again for taking the lead. I thought you provided a really great overview of co-housing and Blue Columbine. We had multiple purpose for this call, a few asks. One being, how do we go about getting an updated cost estimate, both for us as members and also for marketing and recruitment, because it's really a question being asked frequently. They understand that the last cost estimate was done a while ago, and while all the things are true that we said about we had the best give us the cost estimate, it was during COVID, and Jim Leach did put in increases for next costs. It just feels too long of a time frame for people to really put much stock into the numbers and our confidence that those numbers are still pretty close. So hence updating the cost, which we all agree to. I did mean to ask, and I don't know if this is a Lizzie question or really just an understanding from you, from Brian, that even if we did have the next set of design drawings or documents, I can never keep the acronym straight, from Caddis, i.e. that 185K that we were going to tackle next, and getting those more accurate designs. I think we'd still need to do this exercise, right, of updating the numbers. Just getting those updated documents isn't going to give us updated numbers. So we would be doing this regardless. I thought Lizzie had a really good question. Can she talk to Jim Leach about where some of these numbers are from? And then that leads to the internal question for us is Jim Leach available to update the numbers himself? It seems like the easiest, most straightforward, if he is available and interested and even capable right now of doing that. So you said you would talk to Brian. I think that's a great next step, and really ask that question, because if Jim is able to, let's say he's not willing to or unable to do the whole update, maybe spending an hour or two with Lizzie going through all the numbers would be beneficial. And if he's no longer in the picture for us, we really do need to transfer that knowledge, and we have to start with someone to walk the rest of this journey with us on the budgeting side. So that's a good first place. And of course, we would pay Jim Leach, but understanding his availability would be really important to us, understanding what options we have. So, yeah, I do think there's a risk of just paying by the hour. I mean, I understand the different options, because if we get so far and we still don't have that updated cost estimate, we have to keep going until we get that. So there might be a possibility we'll look at what her proposal is, that maybe we do some of the legwork, like city permit costs. Again, then we'd need to better understand where the numbers came from what Jim put together for us. But there's a possibility the finance group can chase down some of those numbers, because we don't really want to pay for her time to chase down things that we can do at $375 an hour. We could put some work into it ourselves. I do see that there are pros and cons of working with someone who's not experienced in co-housing. So I've been thinking about that. There's more explanation about everything with Lizzie, and so we have to factor that in. But also she might see things that we haven't considered, especially if she has a lot of expertise in the general area. So something we'll keep in mind. I also thought her financing background would be a benefit to Blue Columbine. And I do believe ultimately that putting together and then utilizing a costing model will be necessary for the building of Blue Columbine and for managing the project. I don't think we need it now, but even understanding what it is has had me thinking about ultimately we're going to have to go there if this project is built. So to kind of sum it up, I think a good solution is working with Brian or asking Brian about Jim's availability or what he thinks Jim might be willing to do. And then we could reach out to Jim ourselves, but Brian probably has a pretty good sense. There's another organization or company called Urban Developers Partners, something like that, UDP, very big in the co-housing space. And Caddis is the architect for a project that they're partnering called Fourth Corner Commons. And I'd be curious from Brian, what is the capabilities and services that that company provides. I wonder if there's some similarities. Again, thinking back, do we want to go with someone who doesn't really know anything about co-housing? I still see that as a risk. So again, bottom line, we need the budget model for build down the line. I don't think we need it now. What we need now is updated costs and actually the analysis of what's changed and why. Just getting numbers isn't going to be exactly everything we need, but somebody, Jim, Lizzie, maybe this company, UDP, go through all the numbers. We either assist or at least become knowledgeable of where those numbers are coming from, get that updated cost with the designs that we have, which actually have not changed significantly even from the beginning one. So I'm pretty comfortable that we don't have to have exact designs to get that updated cost, but also we want to see the analysis because we have to be better educated in where the budget numbers are coming from. Okay, I hope all that makes sense, not too much rambling. Those are all of my thoughts. I'm going to try to make it to the next members meeting, but we're up in Estes Park with family and I'll just see how it goes, but that's kind of my vacation. But I think with my thoughts and your participation, of course, in the meeting, we'll have a lot to share. And if it's a 5,000 not to exceed, I think we have to do it anyway, whether we had the final designs or updated designs or not. And the sooner she gets started, probably better off for us in the marketing and recruitment stage. All right, I hope you had safe travels back. Sorry to hear about the death in your family, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, Josh.